Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine the world before it wakes up. The streets are quiet, your phone isn't buzzing, the world's noise is still asleep. It's just you, the silence, and the space to breathe. Those early hours are not just a gap in the clock, they are a window into a completely different way of living. This is the time when you have absolute control over your environment, your thoughts, and your actions. You're not reacting to demands, emails, or conversations. You're not competing with 100 other voices for mental space. You're free. And in that freedom, something incredible happens. You discover clarity. We live in a world that constantly demands our attention. From the moment the day begins for most people, they're already behind. They wake up rushing, checking messages, scrolling through news feeds, reacting to problems they didn't even create. The day starts to control them before they've even had a moment to control themselves. And that's the real difference between those who simply survive their day and those who design it. Early risers don't wait for the day to happen to them. They take ownership of it while the world is still asleep. Psychologically, this gives you an enormous advantage. Your brain functions differently when it wakes up into stillness rather than chaos. In those early hours, you're not carrying the residue of arguments, notifications, or 100 unfinished tasks. You're starting fresh. Neurologically, your brain is more capable of deep focus in the morning before decision fatigue sets in. It's the perfect time to set intentions, map out priorities, and invest energy into what truly matters. And here's the beauty of it. When you win the morning, you don't just win the hours before noon, you win the entire day. Philosophically, there's something almost sacred about waking up before the sun. It feels like stepping into a secret space that not everyone is willing to enter. You're making a quiet declaration that your life will not be lived on autopilot. You're choosing to step out of the crowd, not just physically but mentally. In a world that runs on urgency and noise, choosing to start in calm and control is an act of rebellion. It's telling the universe, I will not be swept away by the current. I will chart my own course. Of course, this is not just about the hours gained. It's about what you do with them. Many people wake up early and waste those hours scrolling or worrying. That's not what I'm talking about. The power lies in being intentional, in using that time to grow, to create, to center yourself. It's the quiet before the storm, a chance to anchor your mindset so that no matter what happens later, you're grounded. And when the inevitable challenges of the day arise, you'll respond, not react, because you've already built your mental foundation before the world demanded a single thing from you. Think about it. When you wake up early and take control, you've already accomplished something before most people have even opened their eyes. That alone builds momentum. It creates a psychological edge. You begin to feel like you're operating ahead of the curve. It's no longer about keeping up, it's about leading. And that feeling of being ahead, of being prepared, is deeply empowering. It shifts the way you walk into meetings, the way you handle stress, the way you think about your own capacity. There's also a deeper truth here. We talk so much about productivity, but control over your time is ultimately control over your life. When you don't control your mornings, you've already surrendered your most valuable hours to chance. And once you surrender those, the rest of the day follows the same pattern. Waking up early is a way of telling yourself and the world that you are in charge. It's a small decision that ripples through everything you do. Yes, it will be uncomfortable at first. Comfort will whisper to you to stay in bed. But comfort is not your friend when it comes to growth. Discomfort in the morning becomes confidence in the afternoon. The first victory of the day is not checking off a task. It's defeating the voice inside that says, just a little longer. Every time you rise above that voice, you strengthen the part of yourself that chooses discipline over delay. And that discipline is the root of every unstoppable mindset. The truth is, the world will always try to claim your time, your attention, and your energy. If you don't claim it first, it will be spent before you even realize it's gone. Waking up early is not just about the hours you gain. It's about the ownership you reclaim. It's about stepping into each day with the confidence of someone who knows they've already chosen how the story will start. And when you stand there in the quiet of the early morning, before the noise, before the demands, before the distractions, you'll realize something powerful. You don't just have more time, you have more life. So the question is not, can you wake up early? The real question is, do you want to live on your own terms or on everyone else's? The answer begins tomorrow morning. Discipline is not something you are born with. It's something you build brick by brick, choice by choice. And waking up early is one of the most powerful bricks you can lay. You see, most people think discipline is about willpower in big moments, resisting temptation, working hard on a major project, pushing through a crisis. But the truth is, discipline is forged in the small, ordinary decisions you make every day. It's in choosing to get up when your body says, stay down. It's in facing that battle with comfort before the rest of the world even knows the day has begun. When you wake up early consistently, you're training your mind to do what's necessary rather than what's easy. You're breaking the grip of one of the most seductive habits we have as humans, delaying action for the sake of comfort. And this is not just about mornings, it's about identity. Every time you keep your word to yourself, even in something as simple as the time you rise, you reinforce the belief that you are someone who follows through. That's the seed from which mental strength grows. There's a psychological phenomenon called self-efficacy, the belief in your own ability to take action and achieve your goals. This belief doesn't grow from reading motivational quotes or listening to inspiring speeches. It grows from doing what you said you would do, repeatedly. Waking up early becomes a daily proof point. It's a silent reminder I can make myself do hard things. And when life throws bigger challenges at you, and it will, you already have the mental muscle to face them head-on. Philosophically, discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. Without it, dreams stay as wishes. With it, you turn vision into reality. But here's the thing most people miss. Discipline is rarely built in moments of high inspiration. It's built in the quiet, unseen moments when no one is watching. Those early mornings are your private training ground. They're where you practice the kind of self-control that will carry you through every area of life. Your work, your relationships, your health, your personal growth. And let's be honest, there's a certain pride that comes with mastering your mornings. Not arrogance, but a deep, quiet pride. You know you've done something that requires self-control, that pushes against human nature's craving for comfort. You've won a battle that most people lose before their day even starts. That win carries into your posture, your decisions, your interactions. It becomes part of how you carry yourself through the world. But discipline isn't just about toughness. It's also about trust. When you repeatedly choose the harder right over the easier wrong, you begin to trust yourself more. That trust is priceless, because when opportunities come, you won't hesitate out of self-doubt. You'll know deep down that you can rely on yourself to take action, to show up, to do the work, not just when it's convenient, but when it's necessary. Of course, there will be days when you don't feel like it. Of days when the bed feels warmer than any goal could possibly be worth. And that's where the real transformation happens. Because discipline isn't doing it when it's easy. It's doing it especially when it's hard. Those are the mornings that count the most. That's when you prove to yourself that your decisions are not controlled by your feelings. That's when you step into the mindset of someone truly unstoppable. Think about it this way. Comfort never made anyone stronger. Every act of discipline is a withdrawal from the bank of comfort and a deposit into the account of resilience. The more you withdraw from comfort, the richer you become in strength, in focus, in grit. And grit is the currency of success. Without it, the moment life becomes inconvenient, we break. But with it, we bend, we adapt, and we keep moving forward no matter the weather. It's also worth noting that discipline in waking up early naturally spills over into other areas of life. You start to notice you're eating better, planning your time more wisely, following through on commitments. Why? Because the first win of the day sets the tone for all the others. It's hard to keep hitting snooze on your life when you've already decided to rise above the snooze button in the morning. But perhaps the most powerful part of this is the message you send to yourself. Waking up early is like telling yourself every morning, I am worth showing up for. You're not just getting up for work or for obligations, you're getting up for you, for your dreams, your growth, your life. And that daily act of self-respect changes the way you think about yourself. You stop seeing discipline as a burden and start seeing it as freedom. The freedom to live life on your own terms. So yes, waking up early is about getting more time. But more importantly, It's about becoming the kind of person who honors their commitments, even in the smallest of things. Because if you can master the small, you can handle the big. And when you can handle the big, there's nothing that can truly stop you. Discipline is not built overnight, but every morning you have a chance to lay another brick. And if you keep laying them, day after day, you'll one day look up and realize you've built something unshakable, a mindset that cannot be defeated by laziness, by fear, or by doubt. So tomorrow morning, when your alarm goes off, remember this: you're not just waking up, you're training. You're not just starting a day, you're shaping a life. And the life you want will not wait for you to feel ready. It will wait for you to be disciplined enough to rise and take it.